Hi, welcome to Cooking with Palm Oil. Right in front of me here, I've got this huge leg of lamb which I am going to roast with some of these ingredients. And most importantly is I am going to roast it and I'm going to marinate it first with palm oil, okay? And did you know that palm oil is semi-solid? So what it means that the food manufacturers do not need to hydrogenate it because it's already semi-solid. And hydrogenation will result in trans fat. And you know we don't want trans fat in our diet. With other soft oils, they need to go through hydrogenation to make it stable and also to make it solid at room temperature. Why do they need to do that? Because it's to stabilize it, like I said, and also to prolong its shelf life. So use palm oil. Now, I am going to show you how to marinate this leg of lamb. Well, basically, when we roast a whole leg of lamb like this, we will need about an hour and a half at oven temperature at around 180 degrees Celsius. 1 hour and 30 minutes will make it sort of medium to medium rare. So if you don't like it bloody, you like it sort of more cooked, then you will need at least an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours. Now what I'm going to do is basically, I'm just going to massage the lamb leg a little bit. Once you've done that, I'm going to get some of the garlic. So this is basically based on a very classic roast leg of lamb. We use garlic and rosemary. That's a very classic one. But we have a twist today, so we're going to use the kaffir lime leaf. So we want to give that sort of Asian touch to it. Okay, so I'm going to slice the garlic like so. Okay. Now what we're going to do, we're going to make some slits, so like holes like that. As you can see, I can put my finger through. So we need about 30 slits all over. All right, now the holes are all done. I'm going to cut these anchovies into smaller pieces so that they'll be easier to be inserted into those holes. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to tear off these leaves like so, because kaffir lime leaf has got that very strong but very nice taste that that doesn't have in any other citrus family. Now I'm gonna put one slice of garlic in there, the anchovies, and our lime leaf. So I'm gonna repeat the process. So it's a bit messy, but the result, I promise you, it's worth the hassle. Now, all these 3 ingredients are inserted into the holes that I've made. Now I'm going to sprinkle it with salt and pepper on both sides, as you can see. Now, I'm just going to drizzle it on the other side. Just push everything back in. And if you have time, it's nice to marinate it overnight. But I can't wait that long. I'm going to put it straight into the oven. Because what it will do, what will happen is that actually the garlic and all the ingredients that I put through into the holes will travel into the meat. So that will sort of flavor the whole leg of lamb. So I don't need an overnight marination for this one. So I'm just going to put straight into this baking tray. Okay, oven is at 180. I'm just going to put it in there. Right, I'd like to point out that palm oil is cholesterol free, and the saturated fat in palm oil does not increase any coronary heart disease risk, unlike that saturated fats that are found in animals. Right, I think 20 minutes has gone by. I'm going to baste the lamb now. As you can see, it's got a little bit of browning going on there. So what I'll do, I'm going to just brush it with our palm oil here. So I'm just going to drizzle a little bit, like so. By using this pastry brush, just brush it over. This is what we call, in cooking term, basting. What it does is that it actually keeps the moisture of the meat intact. And then at the end, you have this very sort of brown on the outside and quite crispy on the outside and still very, very moist and tender on the inside, and that's what we're looking for. So I'm going to put it back into the oven and repeat this process for about 4 to 5 times throughout the cooking process. So it depends whether you want it medium to medium rare, so you cook it for about an hour and a half, or if you want it well done, so you cook it for an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours. So this is going back into the oven. Right now, whilst waiting for the leg of lamb to be roasted, I'm going to start with the sauce. Okay, so I've got here some pumpkin. As you can see, I cut them into sort of smaller wedges like this. So I'm going to cut more. So we've got some pumpkin wedges here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to just sprinkle them with salt and pepper, like so. And then of course, our palm oil, just to keep it sort of going. And this, I'm going to put in the oven at sort of, about half an hour into the finishing cooking process. I'm going to continue with the sauce. I have plenty full of mint leaves here. If you like, a couple of green chilies. And here I've got some vinegar. I'm also going to put just 1 clove of garlic. I'm just going to blitz it in the blender, all that. So make sure you wash your leaves properly because sometimes it's got some soil and things. There goes the vinegar, salt and pepper. Just enough palm oil to get the blades going. All right, let's have a look. Okay, so there you have it. That will be our sauce for the lamb. All right, the lamb has been roasting now for about an hour, so I'm going to take it out. Right. Oh, look at that. Oof. As you can see, it's got very nice browning. And now we're going to put all this pumpkin. So what happens is that if we put the pumpkin earlier on the earlier stage of cooking, it will be overcooked. So we don't want sort of really very mushy pumpkin. So we want sort of the soft flesh of the pumpkin, but it's still got that bite when you bite into it. And also, we have all these sort of leftover leaves, so I'm just going to basically scatter them around or on the pumpkin and the lamb. And we're going to put it back in the oven for about half an hour. Okay. Right, so an hour and a half later. Oh, look at that. You see, the pumpkin's just nicely wilted and the browning on the lamb, it just looks perfect to me. So I'm just going to rest it for about half an hour, like I said earlier on, to relax those muscles before we attack it. So I'm going to now do the plating. Do be careful because it's still very hot. Okay, I'm just gonna carve it. See, it's nice and pink. As you can see the pieces of garlic and the lime leaves and also the anchovies. Just arrange the pumpkin first, slices of lamb. Just drizzle it over your meat. And of course, not forgetting your mint sauce. So I'm just gonna drizzle it around, like so. There you have it, your roast leg of lamb with lots and lots of palm oil in it. And as you can see, as you have been with me, so you know that palm oil is very, very versatile. You can use it for roasting, you can use it for baking, deep frying, and the list just goes on.